but not to the total deindustrialization of some of these Western countries, where then they have given up their ability to absorb any disruption to supply chains. And you're seeing the same conversation, not just in energy, but let's say refined fuels and crude, natural gas, coal, critical minerals, fertilizer, all of the modern inputs into modern economic human flourishing. I think governments have a role to say, we need to think the unthinkable. It comes at a cost, potentially, but that's the role of government, to think the unthinkable and start building.
As we begin to wrap, two simple questions and a clarification. How much does it cost Dangote Refinery to produce a liter of fuel? That's one. The second thing, we've been talking here about excitement about Dangote Refinery going to the Nigerian stock market. Now, if that happens, an IPO is issued, will it be by the traditional method or will it be by introduction? And then the clarification. You talked in passing about crude for Naira. Are you saying that that policy, which is supposed to favor Dangote Refinery, is not working? Because you said it's not a subsidy, it's not a palliative, and that everything is still done in terms of international standards. So you are saying that crude for Naira has not worked and Dangote Refinery has not benefited from it. That's
just to start on the crude for Naira. Crude for Naira is not there to benefit Dangote Refinery. That is a fundamental misunderstanding. The crude for Naira program is to provide resilience to foreign exchange. It is the benefit of the country to process domestic crude in the domestic currency. And you see that across any country looking to de-dollarize, China trying to trade in its local currency, India the same, Russia, etc. That is no different. It brings stability to the foreign exchange. It has been successful for the Nigerian country, bringing stability to FX. It was not put in place to benefit Dangote Refinery. That is a misconception. We still purchase at international crude rates, so the upstream part of the business still get their full value. It is purely a currency opportunity to bring stability and not require transaction through foreign exchange, through dollars. And it's meeting that objective.
The IPO and how much you produce fuel per liter.
So on fuel, producing fuel, we are a marginal business. And this is cyclical. What goes up always comes down. I've been in this industry now 30 years. What goes up always comes down. Anyone that tells you otherwise, but anyone that tries to predict the fuel price, it's a fool's game. But it is cyclical, that is guaranteed. More often than not driven by supply rather than demand, as we've seen through COVID and some other major sort of world events. So it is cyclical. Our job as a refinery is to be cost effective, disciplined and efficient, so that we are resilient through the downturn, because there will be downturns when refining margins are wafer thin, to the point of negative, and then you look at turning down rates. And it wasn't that long ago when we were experiencing wafer thin margins. And then we need to be cost resilient, so we're cost disciplined, so we're resilient through the downturn, and then safe and reliable and efficient, so that we can reap the rewards that pay off the significant investment in the upturn.
For all of us or for selected persons?
So speaking on behalf of Alhaji Aliko Dangote, his ambition is absolutely that this is the people's IPO. And I think we want everyone to be incredibly proud, not just Nigerians, not just the Nigerian diaspora in Africa, but all of Africans. Gives me a lot of personal purpose to join this role. It is a continent-changing, continent-building project to be a part of. And that is definitely our ambition, to make sure this can be one of the most widely, if not the most widely subscribed IPO in the world.